our first presentation here from Ashley Chavez, who's going to be giving a brief overview about paying for college with the Maricopa Community College District and types of financial aid. So let's see. Ashley, I'm going to get your screen up here, and you're all set to go.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Ashley Chavez, and I am here representing all 10 Maricopa Community Colleges. So we'll just go ahead and be touching base on what are the colleges, and basically here is an image of the 10 Maricopa Community College. We are all across the valley, all the way from Avondale to Chandler. So we have Estrella Mountain, South Mountain, Scottsdale, and multiple of the colleges that you see. So who we are, at Maricopa Community Colleges, we are committed to provide opportunities for everyone. We do keep our tuition as affordable as possible for students to be able to attend without having to worry about being in a high tuition or having to set up high payment plans. We do accept 100% of the students who apply to our colleges. You don't have to have a specific GPA to be accepted to our colleges. And we will be able to go ahead and support you on every step of the way, from getting admitted all the way to having your financially completed or assisting with scholarships also. So here's a bit about us. We are located throughout Maricopa County, so all over the valley, like I mentioned, all the way from Avondale to Chandler. So we are spread out. We do have 10 campus and 31 satellite locations, which amongst all colleges, we do offer more than 600 programs, including certificate, associate's degree, and now the colleges are also offering bachelor programs. At an affordable tuition, we have smaller classes, so they are much smaller than universities, which will have more of a personal experience if you like to interact with your classmates and build relations. And then a community college would be more for you, but if you like larger classes, that would be more of a university. We do offer flexible learning options, so it would be in-person classes, online classes, as well as hybrid classes, which is some days you go in person, some days you take the class online. We are Arizona's largest workforce developer. As you've seen on some of the flyers that are across the valley, they do advertise as Maricopa Community Colleges helping shape the future for our community. So basically offering jobs right after graduation. And in regards to affordable tuition, when we are discussing affordable tuition, we mean for Maricopa residents, which will be anyone who lives at Maricopa County. If you live in Tempe, if you live in Chandler, basically across the valley, your credit would be $97 for lower division. Once you go to upper division, like if you're pursuing your bachelor's degree or any 300 to 400 classes, those are approximately around 146 per credit, which usually classes range from like 3 to 4 credits a class. So you would be paying about $300, which is very affordable. As for the bachelor's degree, they are less than $20,000, which is really, really affordable compared to other universities that are range, like their bachelor's degree range to about $48,000 to $70,000. So we are very affordable. You could save up to 75% on your tuitions. And let's say that you're a distance learner, which will mean that you decide to move out of Maricopa County, but you still want to attend one of our colleges. Your tuition may change to a bit more expensive just because you would be considered out of state now. And then here will be a bit about paying tuition and your fees. So you can go ahead and choose of payment options. The options generally we recommend for you to go ahead and complete your financial aid application, which is best known as FAFSA, to be able to have your options open for grants and scholarships. If that is not an option and you would like to pay out of pocket because you want to save your financial aid for later on amongst your bachelor's, then you can go ahead and set up a payment plan. We also have other options, which will be tuition assistance, like if your parents are veterans and they would like to use their benefits to go ahead and assist you with. Those are available as well. We have tuition waivers for foster students and law enforcement dependents as more other tuition waivers that we have available. So here are the types of financial aid. So we have grants, which is federal grants that are from the government. This is money given to students to go ahead and cover your expenses such as books, tuition, and this does not have to be repaid. So it is very important to go ahead and complete your FAFSA application. If you are a senior graduating this summer semester, we recommend to complete the 26-27 application. That way you can go ahead and be able to know how much grants or scholarships you can go ahead and qualify for. As for scholarships, this is money awarded on merit, talent, or other criteria. So this scholarships would be based on if you have a specific GPA, if you're an athlete, such as if you're in band, just different criteria. Even if you're a first generation student, as well as a Native American student, there's scholarships available out there for you. And these also do not have to be repaid. So just as long as you're completing your classes and continuing your education, you will need to pay this back. Then we have student loans. The student loans are money borrowed from the government, and this does have to be repaid. But this is money that you're borrowing to go ahead and cover your expenses. I would say to use it as your last resort. If you're not qualifying for any grants or scholarships, then we would recommend to go ahead and look into loans, but this would be always your last resort. I would always recommend to go ahead and try to look for scholarships before applying for student loans. And we do have at the college's federal work study. This would be a program that allows you to go ahead and work a part-time job anywhere from 15 to 19 hours, and you would earn money to help pay for your expenses. You can also use this funding for other expenses such as books. You don't necessarily have to use it just for your tuition. So this is money that you earn with working with the colleges or outside of the colleges. So these are some scholarships that I will go ahead and talk in the next few slides about. The Presidential Honor Scholarship covers tuition up to 15 credit hours per semester. And in order to be eligible for this scholarship, you would have to go ahead and graduate from high school with a 3.25 GPA or above. And you would have to go ahead and be considered in Maricopa County resident, as well as enrolling in one of our colleges within a year of graduation. So you have a year to go ahead and apply to one of the colleges. If you don't want to attend in the summer or the fall, you have until the spring, but just make sure to go ahead and do it within that year span to be able to qualify for this scholarship. It does cover your full tuition, so it's really great to be able to have that opportunity to cover for your tuition, because if you qualify for financial aid, on top of that, you can go ahead and use that for other different expenses. And then how to apply, you basically would just submit the scholarship application and your official transcripts to the college that you choose to go ahead and attend. If you have any questions, you can always refer to your college honor program. And here would be the Maricopa Promise program. This scholarship is available for all 10 of the colleges as well. It is on a first come, first served basis. The eligibility criteria would be you must be enrolled in a minimum of 6 credits, which will be in between 2 to 3 classes. You would have to go ahead and be a resident of a Maricopa County. Completed your FAFSA application. So for this one, you would have to have a FAFSA application completed, also be meeting satisfactory academic progress, which means having a 2.0 GPA and passing 67% of your classes. So this would apply more to students that are taking any dual enrollment classes. You have to make sure that you're passing those classes since they will impact your satisfactory academic progress. And you would have to declare a financial aid eligible academic plan, which means a degree that's eligible for financial aid. And then this one here is the Maricopa Community College Foundation General Scholarship. This application is open as of right now from March 1st to April 30th. This is one of our largest application because all you have to do is complete one application, and that one application will open the opportunity for hundreds of different scholarships. And in order to apply for this scholarship, you would need to be attending one of the Maricopa Community Colleges or get admitted to one of the colleges because you will be needing your student email in order to go ahead and log into the application. The application does require 3 short paragraphs, which will be between 7 to 10 sentences. The questions will be such as, what's your financial situation? What are your academic and career goals, as well as if you have any volunteer, community service, or any job experience that you would like to share. This application is open to all students, so you don't have to have a specific citizenship to be eligible for this application. These are available for DACA students, students who are under a visa, students who are citizens, first generation, incarcerated students. It's pretty much open to all students who are interested in attending Maricopa Community Colleges. Okay, and then this would be all. If you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out. You can always scan the QR code and reach out to us if you need help with completing your FAFSA or just guidance with your scholarships. But thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ashley. Appreciate all that information. Get us set up here for the evening. And next, we're going to go on to a bit of a walkthrough with the application process. So I'd like to invite our next presenter here, Tyler Oakes from Mesa Community College, who's going to share a bit about this information here. So let me get your camera set up there. Actually, maybe we'll have Ruben here with us. Welcome, Ruben. You are. Oh, and you know what? Real quickly, I forgot to mention to you all. I know it was in the Q&A, but please know that this webinar is being recorded. So if you don't capture everything this evening, we will be sending you the recording shortly afterwards, within the next week there. So don't worry if you don't catch it all. All right, Ruben, it's all you.
Hello, everyone. It's Ruben. I'm a recruiter over at the Mesa Community College. I'm going to go over our admissions application. This one is going to look the same for all 10 Maricopa College district. So it's really good that you guys are going to learn a little more about it. So we can get started. So questions before, as students before they start the application, it's really important to make sure the students do not have an account if they're going to start a new student's application. A lot of students that they might think that they don't have an account, but just making their username and ID number, that already makes them a returning student. So please make sure that you have an account. If you don't have an account, just start over as a new student. Okay, so these are the different options. So you can start as a new student. This means that you've never taken any dual enrollment classes. This means that you've never taken any classes at any of the 10 Maricopa College districts that we have. Our returning students, that will be for someone that maybe started the application, maybe they did an application back 5 years ago. They're still going to be using the same ID number, same student ID number. So we also have our high school and then our non-credit as well. Okay, so starting a new application, if a student does not have an email address or student ID number, they will click no. That will send them straight to a new student's application. Like I said, just make sure that you're not doing any duplicate accounts, just because that gives a little more trouble. But just if you're not sure, you're more than welcome to always try and find your MAD on our website. Okay, so to start, you're just gonna basically fill out your basic information, like your name, last name, date of birth. The social security number, it is optional. We do recommend the students to put it in case they're gonna have any financial aid, just because that helps link up their account. It can be with FAFSA, scholarships, stuff like that, as well as your high school transcripts, or if you have any transcripts for any other universities. Okay. Towards the end, it's gonna have you create a username. This username is always gonna stay with you. The username is gonna be your MEID. This is also familiar as your email. It's gonna be all the same thing, so it makes it a little bit easier to remember. Okay, so once creating your password, you're gonna you can see that you have been created a username. Please write that down. That's gonna be your username all for you. It's gonna stay with you for the rest of eternity. It's never gonna change. For the password, make sure you meet all of the requirements. It's really important that you meet all of them, just so it makes the process a little bit easier. You're gonna select the recovery question and also the recovery answer. Make sure you either take a picture of both or write it down. That way you don't lose any of that information. Okay, you can see an example there. So you choose your question, choose your answer, password is all good to go, and then you can just click next. Okay, once you went through that step, you're gonna fill up a little more about your personal information. This time it's gonna be your address. Please make sure you do the right address lines. You're writing out the street, if you have an apartment number, your zip code, city, all the good stuff. Okay, now we're gonna get into demographics. This has to be filled up at the best of knowledge of the student. Just go ahead through the whole thing. Some of them are optional, so the student can skip them, but some of them might be required. Okay, so residency. This is a really important question because this might decide the student's tuition. So the student has to be truthful about when they move to Arizona or will they be moving to Arizona. If they were born here and never left, then they can just put their birth and then one county they're in. Okay, another question that can modify the residency status of the student and tuition is their lawful presence. Like I said, the student has to make sure they're being truthful and all of this information is accurate. Okay, there's going to be some count lines. The students have to check all of the boxes. The students are more than welcome to go through the whole checklist. We do have a copy of all of the forms that the students are agreeing to on the Maricopa website. Okay, now we're gonna go over our educational background and interest. The students gonna let us know if they have completed a high school diploma, if they're currently enrolled, if they have a GED certification, anything like that. They're gonna put their dates. The date has to be as close as they can get. I know sometimes we get students that graduated back 20 years ago, so it always helps to just get as accurate as possible. We also have questions about if they have attended college or university. If they do, if the students does dual enrollment classes, that counts towards our higher level of education. So they can put that they have taken some of the college university courses. Okay, now they're gonna decide why they wanna take classes at one of our colleges. So they're gonna select their primary college of interest. Once they select that, they can select if they want to take an associate's degree, certification, or even now, one of our bachelor's degrees. Once they do that, they're gonna select the term. So that's gonna be the term that they're gonna wanna start with. The good thing about their degree is that they can be changed at any time on their student center. So if they decide to change it, they can change it later on. Okay, the student has to verify, make sure everything looks good. The term, the college, and the reason why attending. This could be different reasons why the students attend college. They could be either just to get personal interest classes. It could be to enhance job skills, or in this case, pursuing a degree. It's really important that we have the students click next, not save and exit, because it will log them out of the application process, and then they have to get back in it. And it can be a little more tricky sometimes, but we always recommend the students to always make sure they click next. Okay, a little more questions. So students are more than welcome to read and understand the following acknowledgements. Some of them will have links that will send them to the full acknowledgement form. They can go through it all, make sure that they do agree to all of them. Once they do all of that, they'll jump to our FERPA. So FERPA is going to be basically a 4-digit PIN number. This basically going to be to protect the student's information. We use the FERPA PIN as a term of verification. That way we can make sure that we're giving out the right information to the right person. Okay, like I said, it's really important for the students to, throughout the whole application process, to always be clicking next. Save and exit is one of the ways that they can go back to it and keep doing the application process. We encourage the students to always do it on just one go. It usually takes about 10 to 15 minutes. It's not really lengthy. So we encourage the students to just do it on one go. Okay, and then once they complete all of their steps, they're gonna get provided a MAD, a student ID number, as well as their student email. We can see that the MEID is the same as the email, so it makes it a little bit easier to remember. Once they go through this step, they'll have to go to the student center. They're gonna set up something called Duo Mobile, which is gonna be a 2-step verification process. Once they do that, they go to their task and make sure they complete all of their to-do list items and any holes that they might have. They're always more than welcome to contact their college admissions and records office to make sure that they're all good to go. Okay, and then if you guys have any questions, Brenda Martinez, she's our director for recruitment office. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to her.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ruben. Now this part of the webinar, we are going to start highlighting all of the community colleges, starting with Rio Salado Community College. So I'd like to invite our presenter, Kevin. Kevin, I'll get your camera ready here.
All right, thank you so much, Adrian. Hello, everyone. My name is Kevin Castillo. I am a success coach, academic advisor at Rio Salado Community College, and I specifically work in the early college dual enrollment department. I'm going to share with you a bit about his information about Rio Salado, the credits, how it works, the application process, like briefly, and just information to compare in the programs that we offer, and both degree-wise and programs to help certain students. So a little bit about Rio Salado. It was founded in 1987 as one of the original, I think the 6th Maricopa College, and at the time it was geared to be the online college, and it was the very first to do so back in the time. And then we are also the biggest dual enrollment program in the state, with 9,000 students in our program across the whole valley. Usually each Community College has their section, and we, since we're online, we have Tempe, and then we have all schools across the valley. So we do have a great partnership with a lot across the valley with them. All right, so then saving money at Rio. So credit hours is $97 per credit hour plus a $15 registration fee every semester. So if you see here, this is just a little bit of an infographic showing that in typical English 101 class, which is 3 credits, is $291 plus the $15 fee, and books, which is usually included with our dual enrollment classes. Even with our online dual enroll Rio Salado classes, usually we have the textbook costing method where we try to just do open source resources, videos, reading material to evade textbook costs and reduce that burden to students. So you see there 306 for English 101, but classes that are 4 credits like languages, math, and sciences, those are 4 credits instead. But even then, that's still $100 more. And then when you compare it to a public university, the same English 101 class that Rio Salado offers at ASU is $2,400 after fees and textbook and everything like that. But even if you remove that, that's still $2,000 per class, and you really are just paying the name difference. So doing a lot of these classes as either a high school student or as an adult student, getting the associate's degree or transfer pathways is what really helps you cut costs and be able to finish university at a much affordable pace. So for the registration process, it's basically the exact same thing whether you're a high school student or an adult student. So of the 5 steps, the first one is get admitted and submit your application. If you're already a previous student or even submitted something, then you have some kind of account or application just waiting for it to be completed or submitted. So you submit the application along with ID and passports, and then the second step will be placement. We got to find out what English, math, and reading you are at so that we can properly place you in the classes for your level and for your major or pathway. And then for the, that was my bad there. I guess I forgot to edit the numbers right there. But there's overall just 4 steps, with the third step being registering for your classes. Once you know what classes you have to take, then we register you for them. And then tuition and fees come through, and that's when you will go with either scholarship, pay out of pocket, financial aid, whatever it may be. So for our classes, they are very transferable. The way I like to explain it is Arizona State University was, one of the first college schools here in Arizona, even before statehood during the territorial times. So with that being said, they are the ones who set the precedent for all the classes here in the Valley. So most of those colleges here in the Valley tend to replicate or follow along with what ASU has, which is why we have so many programs and transferability partnerships, not just with ASU, but with NAU and U of A and GCU as well. And the making this transferability is seamless is what helps our students be more successful with cost-cutting methods and making and trying to take all these classes as much in college before transferring to university. And one of our student testimonials here, she went to Desert Vista and she went to Purdue, and she was very surprised about how this even crossed over into state lines, and that she was able to put herself ahead by a couple semesters or so when she went over to her other school. And that just shows that whether it's community college or ASU, one of the universities here in Arizona, our courses are transferable within the state and outside the state. So then to speak on some of our programs, we have one of them that I like to highlight is Adult and High School ACE. ACE just means achieving a college education, and they're both the same. It's 2 different programs, but with the same goal, helping students who come from certain demographic groups or certain populations to give them the advantage to get themselves ahead in college, or and or get their high school equivalency. So for high school students, you can start as a high school sophomore and you apply. And then if you're admitted into the program, basically you get 24 free credits or 8 classes. And these 8 classes, they are divided up between junior, senior year. Every semester you take 1 or 2 classes online or at the school, at the Maricopa College location of your choice. And you just complete all these classes to put you ahead. And some of these online classes or college classes that these high school students take can also double dip and transfer back to their high school to satisfy high school requirements. So for example, if you take English 101 and English 102, if you take English 101, 102 with Rio Salado online, for example, your high school might take those 2 online classes as a full year of senior English. At least with some of the Tempe Union High School counselors and schools, we've been able to do that for some students. And then for adult ACE, it's the same idea, giving 24 plus credits for 18 or plus students. And there is personalized academic advising for both populations to align the classes needed to their program, their major, or for potentially a high school equivalency, which with some college classes, you are able to get an equivalency for high school by the states. So that does help out the adult ACE students as well. Some other certificates and degrees offered at Rio Salado College. So there are, the way I view it, it's 2 types of certifications degrees. The associate's degrees are the ones that go to colleges so that you can eventually transfer, either get the associate's degree where it's just enough, or move on to a university so you can get your bachelor's degree. There are also certificates, which are certificates to make you ready and give you the skills to enter the job market. So for associate's degrees, we have the typical Associate of Arts, Associate of Science, and Associate of General Studies, but each of those have emphases or specifics. So Associate of Arts in English and History, but then there's Associate of Science in Biochemistry or Computer Science. And then for certificates, we do have job-ready certificates like Addiction, Substance, and Disorder Level 1 and 2, Android app development, Early Childhood Education, Management Administration, Paralegal, and one of our newer programs, the Semiconductor Manufacturing. And that is it. So we are an online college where we start every Monday, and that's what makes us flexible for anyone, because you pick the Monday and we make that class start for you. So thank you so much. If there are any questions, feel free to put them in the chat, or I'll be happy to talk with you after. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kevin. We appreciate that information. Next, we're going to go on to Mesa Community College. I'll get you set up here real quickly, Tyler. All right. Welcome, Tyler. You are all set.
All right. Thank you, Adrian. Good evening, everyone. And we're excited to talk a little bit about Mesa Community College and what we have to offer tonight. Let's see. So we first want to start out, when you choose community college, it's a little bit of breakdown. There's a lot of different ways to do it. A lot of our students will come and get their associate's degree and get their credits for that, and then they can transfer to the university. And this is just a little bit of breakdown for that. So some of our students will come to the university, or come to Mesa Community College and transfer to the university. But others will, they'll come and get their certificate and then just go straight into the workforce. And something else that we'll talk a little bit about further into the presentation, but a lot of the Maricopa schools are starting to offer bachelor's degrees as well. So MCC right now, the 2 that are available are data analytics, a bachelor's in data analytics and programming, as well as a bachelor's in early childhood education with an emphasis in dual language. So that's very exciting. We're continuing to develop more, and as well as our sister schools are offering as well. And so that's just a really cool opportunity to think about as you start your education with higher education. All right, so now we're going to talk a little bit about some of our more popular programs. Some of our more popular programs at Mesa Community College are nursing and our vet tech program. We also have our fire science. So if you're interested in becoming a firefighter, you can do that and study that at MCC. We also have welding. We have our EMT program, repair medicine, as well as our dental hygiene, which is very popular as well. So now we just kind of want to talk about, like, why is community college worth it? Why is MCC worth it? As we were talking, you know, MCC has a lot of different degrees and programs, so we have a diverse group of options for you to choose from. Community college is very affordable. You know, as we were talking earlier about financial aid, it is very affordable in comparison to the university. Because community college is a lot smaller, our instructors get to know you. You know, instead of a big lecture hall, it's more engaged. They're more engaged with you. Something else that we're proud of is we offer different student resources for our students. We'll talk a little bit later about we offer tutoring and things like that to help you be successful, as well as our extracurricular activities. You know, if you're involved in music or sports in high school, you can continue that as you go along with higher education. All right, so just like we were talking about, you know, MCC offers over 195 degrees and programs, and we're proud of that. You know, you can come and get your associate's degree, or you can just get your certificate and go straight into the workforce. And again, we're very excited to start offering bachelor degrees. All right, so something that we're very excited to offer at community college, you know, when you grow up, you have a lot of different responsibilities, and we want to make education as flexible as possible for you. So we offer 4 different class formats. The first one is all in person. So you'll show up to class, whether it be Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 a.m. It's fully in person. Another option is our hybrid courses. So that's partially in person and partially online. We have our fully remote courses online at your own time. So different instructors will post different assignments, and then you just need to complete it on your own time before a certain deadline. And then our 4th option is live online, which means it's fully remote, but you'll log in at certain times of the week. All right, and something else that the MCC is proud to offer is our transfer center. We have representatives from all of the in-state universities on our campus to make that transition as smooth as possible. So if you know for sure that you want to transfer to ASU or NAU or wherever you decide, you can meet with that representative early to make that transition as smooth as possible. And sometimes as well, something that we like to offer through that is our transfer scholarships. So again, we want to make that transition as smooth as possible and help you be set up for success when you transfer to the university. All right, and this is a little bit about our concurrent enrollment. So students can take classes while they're in high school. So that's some information about that. And again, this is a breakdown we talked a little bit earlier. But as you can see, Maricopa Community College is very affordable in comparison to the universities. And so you can come to the community college, get your prereqs out of the way, and then even if you wanted to just transfer to the university and be set up for success. All right, so some of the resources that we have on campus I mentioned earlier is our tutoring center. So if you struggle with certain classes, like for me, I struggled with math. And so I'd go to my math course, and then afterwards I'd just hang out in the math tutoring center and then complete my homework. And if I had any questions, there was someone that was there to help me. And community college is a great way to figure out what you want to do. Even if you still don't really know what you want to study, you can come start out, and we have career and academic advisors that can come help you choose what you're interested in and choose what you want to study. We have counseling. Free parking is another great perk. I know that that can get expensive at the universities, and some charge highly for that. But that's a cool perk for coming to MCC. As well as we have our Mesa Market, which offers different food and other resources for you there. That's free for our students. And we have a very, very big student life, and we have a variety of different clubs. So come and get involved. You know, if you want to come join the soccer club, you can come and join and play recreationally, or join one of our teams. You know, so it helps to get involved, because through that you can. I found when I was going to school, as I was involved, and then you get to know your instructors, you get to be set up for success there. All right, and so come see it for yourself. You know, if you want to come, and if you're interested in MCC, we have tour guides that would be happy to come give you a tour on campus and show you different resources that we have. We have our gym, you know, a bunch of different things like that. If you're interested in a certain degree, we can take you to that department and help you see if MCC is a good fit for you. All right, and this is our recruitment team. So feel free to reach us on that email, recruiter@mesacc.edu, or scan that QR code that has our personal information on there for our individual emails and phone numbers. But yeah, so we're happy to help and want to help you get set up for success.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tyler. Appreciate the information there at Mesa Community College. Next, we're going to have Isaiah from Scottsdale Community College. And Isaiah, let me get your camera set up here. All right, you are all set.
Sweet. So my name is Isaiah Pierce from Scottsdale Community College. So I will highlight some of our wonderful programs here at SCC. All right, so we have over 150 different degrees and certificates available here at SCC. We'll go over some of our popular programs on some of the next couple of slides here, but as mentioned, you know, no application fees. We have a great acceptance rate, small classroom sizes, so you know, 18-to-1 student faculty ratio, so you get a great size classroom with that affordable tuition. And a majority of our professors have master's degrees and doctoral degrees, so you're getting that great education there. So our fields of interest just depends on what you are interested in. We have things in STEM, applied technology, culture and society, visual performing arts, health sciences, business. Here at SCC, we have a few popular programs, which we'll see here on this next slide. So some of our popular ones are going to be biology, hospitality, interior design. We have one of the oldest interior design programs in the state of Arizona. Our film and theater program is also a top program here at SCC. And so they've received awards the past 2 years by Variety Magazine. We have a really cool equine science program. So for those of you interested in learning about horses and the science of horses, engineering programs, and then our culinary arts department, our students run a 10,000 square foot kitchen as part of their coursework. It's a live restaurant that's open to students, faculty, and staff. So we're doing a great job of making sure our students get really great hands-on opportunities. So when they're going into the work field, they're able to take the skills that they've learned here at SCC and apply them directly to their career. So on this next slide, it has some of our services. All right, so we have over 5 different tutoring and learning services. So here at SCC, we want to make sure that you have the resources to be successful. So we have our math center, we have an accounting lab, we have a writing center that will actually help you with any type of writing assignment, whether it's a paper. You can even bring your resume and cover letter in. They'll help you out with that. But all of our tutoring services and labs are available for you to go in, do some homework, You can even print out some items if that is what you're looking to do. So great resources. Our tutors are professional tutors there to help you be successful. So if you're hanging around campus and you just are looking for a space to do some work, any one of these wonderful tutoring centers are available. And then we also have online tutors. For example, our accounting and statistics labs will meet with you on Sunday, all the way up until like 8 p.m., which is really unheard of in some cases. So if you're here at SCC, we definitely encourage you to use some of these tutoring services for sure. So we do have some scholarships that were already mentioned, just the President's Honor Scholarship. And so this is just kind of a highlight of that eligibility. So we can kind of skip this slide since we talked about that already. Our Honors Achievement Award, again, a part of that honors program. So you get the $500 reimbursement if you're part of our wonderful honors program. So if you do the President's Honor Scholarship with that 3.25, we will then transition you into the Honors Achievement Award. If you're coming into Maricopa with 12 credits with a 3.25 or higher, then we can put you on the Honor Scholarship Award as well. And then these are just some of the requirements for that program. Since we already kind of discussed that, we can skip this slide as well. And very quickly, so any questions or anything that people may have? If not, you can reach me here at my email if you want to come schedule a tour. We encourage you to come check out the campus. We can take you through some of our wonderful labs, our data centers, and some of the other areas that our students are doing their coursework in.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Isaiah. You know, the only thing I was disappointed in, I thought you were going to be in your artichoke suit.
Thought about it. It's hard to click with it.
But thank you so much for that information there. And next, we're going to have Arnold over at South Mountain Community College. Arnold, let me get your camera ready here. And you are all set to go.
All right, thank you. Excuse me. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to present alongside with my colleagues. We'd like to welcome you to South Mountain Community College. So we are one of the 10 Maricopa colleges. You'll see a lot of slides and a lot of information shared, so I'll probably spend some more time on our popular programs. We do have 2 locations. Here's a snapshot of the team that make up the recruitment and outreach team at South Mountain Community College. So I believe this may be shared with you all. So you can contact us to schedule a campus tour, any visit that you can bring your parents, bring your family. Just like my colleagues, we encourage you to come schedule some time with us. Or if you have any questions, reach out to any one of us and we're happy to help you out. We have 2 locations. So our main, oh, give me 1 second, y'all. Sorry if you can hear that background noise. We got people that came in the building here. Yeah. They could probably hear over through. Yeah. Will you tell them to, yeah. Sorry, guys. We've got 2 locations, our main campus here on 24th Street and Baseline, and then we have a campus over in Guadalupe. Why people choose South Mountain is we have over 20 student clubs and organizations. So our students pride themselves in getting involved in the community. So South Mountain Community College, our community members really enjoy having this college as part of their community, and they take advantage of it. We often tell our students to get involved. You know, statistics will show if you're getting in a club, you're more likely to be successful. We've got strong athletic programs, and just like my colleagues, some of the key support services, we do have that free tutoring. We have our Veterans Services Office, so if you have any parents or anyone that's been in the military, come learn and find out if maybe you have some benefits that might be available to you because your parents participated in the military or served in the military. My favorite resource is the Village. We have a food pantry where students can go grocery shopping every 2 weeks and save up to like $200 to $300 in a month on groceries. And then also in our village, our students can come get a free snack or beverage every single day. So it's important for us that our students don't go hungry. We want to make sure that they have the food that they need, basic needs, so that they can be successful in the classroom. And now we're going to jump into some of our popular programs. So we've talked a lot about the bachelor's degrees. So you'll get the slides, scan the QR codes, and you get access. I know my colleagues have talked about the bachelor's programs at their respective institutions. So next slide will highlight our bachelor's degree. So we started this in the fall of 2023. So our bachelor's in behavioral science has been a really, really popular program. We've talked about the tuition at $97 a credit hour for the 100 and 200 level. And once you start getting into 300 and 400, it is going to jump to that 147 per credit hour, but still an amazing cost savings compared to our public and private universities. But yeah, this program is amazing. Like, it's drawing in so many students because of the need and the demand, but super popular program here. Next is our Associate in Science and Engineering. If you are in Tempe Union High School District, there is a chance that you may have listened to a presentation from our residential faculty, Dr. Weitzel. He's an amazing faculty member who has a strong connection with Tempe Union High School District. We got a lot of students coming in. Again, you've seen the price, the cost savings. If someone starts with us and gets half of their bachelor's degree, maybe they're undecided, they know they want to do engineering, but they're going to start at a community college, get that foundation, and then transfer to a university to finish their bachelor's degree. So super popular. We have an amazing lab. If you're an engineering student, you need to sign up for a tour with us so we can show you. We've got this really cool thing. It's called the wind tunnel. We got that from ASU Polytech campus. We had to tear down a wall in a classroom to put it in there, but it's super awesome. So you got to come check it out. Next, if you're more interested in just learning a trade and you're not really interested in going more of the traditional pathway, you want to get that workforce or get into the workforce quickly, you can come and learn some of our trades. So electrical is probably one of our most popular. You're going to spend a semester, get certified, get your OSHA card, and then you'll be out in the job force immediately after one semester. If you are looking for a degree in that field, you can combine this certificate with general education as well, but super, super popular right here. And then next one would be carpentry. So carpentry, again, is a popular program. These programs, we just opened up enrollment on March 2nd. So these ones are already on their way to filling up, again, which just tells us the demand, and students are super interested in these programs, again, to get them out into the workforce. Next is plumbing. Right now, our plumbing is placed on moratorium. And what that means is we have the curriculum. We're looking for an instructor right now. So instead of plumbing this semester, we're running, and it's not on this slide, we're running masonry. So that's more teaching students to work with like granite tops, countertops, building walls and things of that nature. But as soon as we get our instructor, we'll be running the plumbing certificate up again as well. Another popular program, we don't actually have a nursing program per se on our campus, but we do run this bilingual nursing fellowship program. So we give the opportunity for students who are bilingual to come in, do an application, an interview process. If they get accepted, we're actually marketing this program to bilingual students in English and Spanish. They get the prerequisites done, and then they transfer over to Phoenix College, where they actually finish their nursing program. And the benefits of this program is once you finish your prereqs and go to Phoenix College, there's no waiting list. You bypass the waiting list. So if you're bilingual, interested in nursing, and you're thinking like, hey, that sounds interesting, again, please reach out and we're happy to talk further. We've got a lot of information sessions. If you reach out to me, I'll send you some emails or an email with all the information regarding our bilingual nursing and all the information sessions that we're hosting for this program as well. Like my colleagues, most of our students are transferring. This is where they're going. Mostly ASU, GCU, NAU, and U of A. Again, you'll get this, I would imagine you're going to get this PDF version of the PowerPoint, scan those QR codes. Like my colleagues, we do have these representatives that come to campus, and they'll actually get to meet these representatives while they're a student at South Mountain to prepare for their next degree of going to a university. Again, I won't spend too much time. I think most people have talked about the foundation scholarship that has opened up recently. The deadline is April 30th, so please make sure you get onto our foundation page and you start applying. This application is a little bit lengthy, but it's worth it because then it pretty much opens you up to over $500 or 500 scholarships that are part of that come through our foundation. So please make sure you take a look at this. I think the next one is Promise. So I believe we've talked about the Promise application as well. Super simple. If you're enrolled in at least 6 credits and you live in Maricopa County, you have access to that. And I'll close it with that. I don't want to go too much. We've talked about that, and then I'll open it up for questions. I'll be on the lookout through the chat, but yeah, thank you all so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Arnold. Appreciate the information there in South Mountain Community College. Next, I'm going to invite Tara, who's going to be speaking on Chandler Gilbert Community College.
Good evening. My name is Tara, and I'm with Chandler Gilbert Community College. We're in the East Valley, but we do have a lot of programs that maybe stand out from some of the other schools, because really it's all about where you're located and what program you want. We can move on. All right. So we offer certificates, associates, even a bachelor's. And they're all kind of building blocks. So I like to point this out. The certificates are to prepare you to go straight into the workforce if you want. They can vary between 1 to 12 months. If you do something like semiconductor, it's a month or less. If you do EMT, emergency medical technician, more like 6 months. And some of the certificates are 12 months. But I also like to call them a building block, because in the certificate programs, maybe you don't want to come right in and take the English and the history or whatever, but you want something very workforce ready. So it could be anything from certain computer skills, focusing in on just specific skills. They're a great way to go to get you ready for a specific type of a job in the workforce. But also many of the certificates are building blocks to the associate's degrees. So maybe you go into something very specific and later want an associate's degree, you can come back and finish the other classes that are involved with the associate's degrees. Okay. Then, of course, an associate's, I like to think of as about a halfway mark to a bachelor's. It's a 2-year degree, whereas a bachelor's is typically 4 years. And the nice thing is, I tell people all the time, I have enrolled students in schools across the nation for a long time, and I get people all the time that say, oh, I finished all but 3 or 4 of my classes, and now 10 years later, they want to come back and finish the bachelor's. Well, maybe the program went away. Maybe the program completely changed, and what used to be just a few classes is now a whole bunch more classes. So when you have an associate's degree, you have a degree. That degree can go on your resume. And I love when people get an associate's before a bachelor's, because if life happens to them before that 4 years is up and they can't continue right away, at least they have that degree on the resume, and then they can come back and build on that towards the bachelor's at a later time. And of course, those are all building blocks to something we don't offer, and that's the master's and doctoral degrees. So we can move on to the next slide. All right. So as I mentioned, the building blocks, I love to just say, if you start here, you can go anywhere. You know, you can start with not even a degree, a certificate, or like the Arizona General Education curriculum that is meant to transfer to any of our major universities as a block of credits. You can get the associate's degree. Again, it's a degree that you can put on your resumes right away, and it's a building block towards other university degrees. So you can move on to bachelor's or higher as you build those, build your way up and decide where to go. And sometimes it's not right now. But again, if you start and you get even just to one of those partial building blocks, it's something that you have to build onto later. Okay, so the certificates that we offer, there's so many of them. There's literally hundreds of them. So semiconductor, very short program. Emergency medical technician, 6 months, you can be out there in that workforce with just 1 semester under your belt. There's a lot of computer type degrees, network administration, security. If you want to focus in on a specific skill like Linux or Amazon Web Services, all of those certificates are available to you. Adobe, if you want to do something more graphics. One of the cool ones that we offer, you can learn to work on airplanes. You can learn to work on the engines and the outsides of the airplanes with us, which is really unique to Chandler Gilbert Community College. You can even learn to fly with us. Now, that one's going to be the same tuition, but the fees are really going to add up. So if you want to learn to fly, it's going to cost you a lot more than just the 97 a credit hour, but it is a bargain compared to other programs that offer the same thing. We can move on. Okay, associate's degrees. They've mentioned a lot of the ones that are offered among all of our shared schools. So if the school closest to you offers your degree, great, go to that school. But we do offer some ones that, again, at the associate's level, you might not see at some of the other schools. One of the big ones, mortuary science. You want to become a mortician, if that's your thing, great. Not a lot of people do, but it's a great thing to go into the workforce and make a lot of money with. We offer that. We also offer, I mentioned the airplane science. Those are the ones to be able to do that. Those are associate's degrees. We have, somehow I'm blanking, a lot of computer and information technology ones, a lot into cybersecurity. We have one in AI, but I'm going to touch on that in a minute because we're going to phase out the associates because we now have the bachelor's degree, and that's definitely one in the future. We can move on to the next slide, please. While they're moving on to the next slide, I'm just going to mention that bachelor's in artificial intelligence and machine learning, because that one I think is a critical pivot point in our future. So if you're into things where math and technical and the computer stuff, this is a fantastic degree program to go into. I heard somebody mention it, but again, those first 2 associate level degrees, 97 a credit hour, when you move on to the upper division courses, the 300 and 400 level classes, that's when you get into the 147. I like to round up to, $100 a credit at associates, 150 at the bachelor's. That's still like a fourth of the cost of your major universities. And as someone mentioned, parking is free. If you've ever had a sibling go to ASU, the cost of parking can be almost a semester worth of our programs, the cost of parking alone, and then you don't even get to park close. You can park anywhere on campus here for free, but the bachelor's in artificial intelligence is really exciting opportunity, so I encourage people who are interested to start thinking about that option now. We can move to the next one. Okay. Enrollment steps are simple. There's no application fees. They went over that already. You're going to do placement. So your placement might just be your GPA if it's good enough. Your placement might be taking Ed-Ready placement tests that are free or online. You can take them as many times as you need. You can submit ACT scores, AP scores, or CLEP exams. Lots of different options to get placed into the proper classes. And the reason we want students to do this, we want to know where you need to be in the curriculum. We don't want to bring you in to fail you. We want to bring you into the place that's going to help you build along those next steps. Now, we do have a specific orientation to Chandler Gilbert called our Coyote Kickoff. We do that before you can see an advisor, so you can really be prepared when you come in to talk to the advisor to make the most of that time. And then the advisors can help you set up which classes you're going to take, when, how to register. There's a lot of things that will support you with around that orientation and advisement. Finally, we just want you to register and pay for classes, but you don't have to pay for it up front. If you know you have the FAFSA and it's not there, you can set up a payment plan. If you know you think you might get a scholarship, but it's not there yet, you can again set up the payment plans so you don't have to pay for it all up front. It can just be something where you're prepared to set up a payment plan or make sure your FAFSA is done in plenty of time before classes start so that that can be there to pay for it where you don't even have to do that payment plan. All right, scholarships, everybody's gone over them. It's the same everywhere. CGCC and MCC have some specific ones that depending on what you're doing, you can apply for. But we'll skip to the next slide since scholarships we've already kind of talked about. I'm going to steal from somebody else one of their slides, and maybe I missed them saying it, but invest in your future, not in your debt. I don't know who I stole that from, but somebody put it on there. By going to a community college directly out of high school, you're going to save money. Even if you're moving on to a university, you're going to have a lot of those credits be able to transfer in while not building debt. Because certainly the cost is very affordable, and with the different options to set up payment plans, to work through school, to be able to do all that, anybody could make it happen. It's definitely possible. We do have a lot of student jobs on campus, a lot of the student clubs that everybody mentioned, but definitely invest in yourself, invest in your future rather than your debt. Don't build your debt up early, especially if you want a big program like you want to become a doctor or something like that. Well, you'll probably get into a debt eventually. Don't do it at the community college level. Let us help you build your credits that can transfer in later. All right. And we are a pack, you know, Coyotes run in packs. At Chandler Gilbert Community College, we run in packs. My favorite that our president uses all the time is our hashtag hell yeah. So if you want to come to CGCC and join our pack, hell yeah, you can. If you want to do mortuary science, nursing, EMT, artificial intelligence. We have a drone program. I forgot to mention the drone program. That's also pretty unique to us. Come join our pack. And if you're not with us, but you're closer to another school that has the same degree we have, go to whichever one's closer. But the nice thing about our whole system working together is that if a class fills up with us or any one of our colleges and you just want to take that class now because it's a prerequisite to one that you need next semester, you can take just a single class at another school and any one of our 10 schools. So that's an advantage over those big universities, is having that ability to say, hey, if I need this class and the times or the way that it's offered, if I need it online versus you know, in person because of my work schedule, find it online. If it's filled with us or with anybody else, come to one of the other 10 of us, take that class. It's going to transfer and we're all going to be able to see it between the 10 schools. And so that makes us a pack as a unit. You know, all of our 10 schools can work together as a unit to help you achieve your success and do it in the timeline you hope to do it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tara. That was great tidbit at the end too about that connection with all the community colleges there. So appreciate that information there. Next, we're going to go on to Gateway, and I'm going to have Luis. All right, Luis, you are all set.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Luis Callejas. I am representing Gateway Community College today, and I am one of the recruiters for Gateway Community College. Awesome. So at Gateway Community College, we offer over 160 certificates and associate's degrees. We serve over 9,000 full-time and part-time students, and some of the following programs that are very popular, for example, automotive, we have a credit and a clock version, and I will go a little bit more into depth on what credit and clock is, at least at Gateway. We even have a manufacturing program that is CNC machining, a beauty and wellness that is cosmetology, esthetician that focuses on hairs and nails, and even business cybersecurity programs. And our most unique program as well is our water resource technology program. And of course, we even have some trade programs like HVAC and healthcare. Awesome. So what makes Gateway a little bit more unique than some of our sister colleges here is that we have clock hour based certificates, and these certificates are designed to get you into the workforce a little bit more under a year or so. And some of the trades that we have to offer is CNC machining that focuses in manufacturing. And what's cool about the CNC machining, some of the jobs that you can think of is like building engine parts, car parts. That's like the manufacturing that CNC focuses on. We also have an HVAC, both the residential and commercial program for the HVAC. Automotive collision repair that focuses on the outside exterior of a car. It's one of our trades program within Clock. Welding, and it's 3 types of welding. We have the fundamentals, the gas gunston, and shielded metal. And these certificates will get you a certificate of competency. And a lot of these programs, as I mentioned earlier, you can get them done under a year. Our longest certificate within our clock hour is the cosmetology, which ends up being 13 months. And it's about 1,500 hours, I believe. And it'll be about 13 months is our longest one, the cosmetology, but for our welding ends up being like 8 months to 7 months. So again, these certificates are designed to get you into the workforce and get you the skills and experience that you need to get working. And going into beauty and wellness, again, we do have a nails, esthetician, cosmetology, and massage therapy that fall under beauty and wellness. Some of the clock hour based programs for healthcare, we do have an EMT, pharmacy tech, electrocardiogram, and phlebotomy as well. Another of our popular field within Gateway is our healthcare programs and nursing. Just to name a few here, most of our most popular ones are diagnostic medical sonography, radiology, respiratory care, surgical care, occupational therapy, and physical therapy. We also have the nursing program, and what's amazing about our nursing program at Gateway is we have what is called a stackable program, and students are able to start as a CNA, a nursing assisting, and from that CNA, they can jump into their LPN, and that LPN jumps into the RN program. And one of the bachelor's programs that we have at Gateway is the RN to BSN. So you no longer have to transfer to the university level to get your BSN licensing. You can stay within the community college level, at least here at Gateway, to get your RN to BSN. And in the healthcare side, our bachelor's degree for healthcare is nuclear medicine, technology, and computed tomography. But again, there is a good amount of students that are applying to these healthcare programs. And in the next slide, I can go over some of the other requirements that are required for healthcare. And as I mentioned, healthcare programs, they do have extra requirements. For example, a selective admissions. So for these healthcare programs, you're going to have to complete what are called your prerequisites. Once you complete your prerequisites, then you have the eligibility to apply for the selective admissions application. That is when you will be put into a wait list or a queue. It's a separate application that you will work with our admissions and records office. It's a separate application that you do all hand in hand with the academic advisor. But on top of that, you would also have to attend what is called a virtual information session. This virtual information session ends up being a separate component that you'll get connected with an academic advisor, and they're going to go a little bit more in depth on your program, letting you know about some classroom requirements, what to expect, wait lists if there's any for your specific program, and it's just going to give you a little bit more access to your field. Also, some of the free resources that we have as a student is kind of the same all around that they've been mentioning tonight. For example, we have a career center that focuses if you're looking to build up your resume, a cover letter, or let's say you have an interview coming up and you want to practice some mock interviewing. Our career services is another opportunity to get connected with them and get set up with that. We have our academic advisors, of course, that are able to get you your classes, and you would have, at least at Gateway, you have to go through our academic advising to apply for graduation. So they're the ones that will get you set up with that. We have an amazing counseling department, and at Gateway, we do have 2 therapy dogs. So I know students, they tend to get anxiety sometimes and they want a partner right next to them. So we have 2 therapy dogs. One of them is a golden doodle. His name is Dash. We also have a black lab. His name is Preston. So Preston and Dash, they both attend classes, but you can also request them as a partner if you have anxiety or you just want someone to be right next to you, or you can just go visit them at our counseling department. They're an amazing dogs. We also have the Learning Center, which ends up being a tutoring services that is free. That is all subjects, whether it's English, math, biology. And what's amazing about our Learning Center, they have these quiet rooms that you can reserve in case you yourself or some friends want to reserve a room. We do have that option as well. And of course, free parking at the university level. Of course, you have to get a parking permit to park, and it's going to cost a certain amount. But at the community college, it is free parking. We don't charge for parking. It's more of a first come, first serve, and whichever parking lot is closer to your building that you'll be taking your classes. And of course, our library. Our library also has some quiet spaces and other resources that you can get, like textbooks. I know some of these classes have textbooks that can be up to $100, $200, even $300. Again, at our first come, first serve opportunities through our library, you're able to get these textbooks. And of course, we also have university transfer resources. Now, here at Gateway, about 66% of our students are first generation or their first time, the first in their family to go to college. So with that being said, we ended up doing this, what is called a how to apply session. What is a how to apply session? Basically what it is myself and my team, every Wednesdays from 2 to 4:30, we help the students from start to finish. That's the admissions application, submitting an ID, getting connected with an academic advisor to show you your next steps. So we help you with everything. I know it can seem very overwhelming as a first generation myself. When I was going through this process, it was very overwhelming, even getting connected to like financial aid. And that's one of the reasons why we ended up making what is called the how to apply session. And we are located, this opportunity is only offered at the Washington campus, which is on 40th Street in Washington, very close to the airport. But as I mentioned, it's at the Washington main campus every Wednesdays 2 to 4:30. If you scan this QR code, it'll take you straight to the website. And again, we'll be happy to help you guys out with everything from start to finish. This is my information here. If you're looking to get connected with me, or you're looking even to schedule a campus tour, something that I didn't mention earlier is Gateway does have 4 locations. The Central City location ends up being more for our trades. The main campus ends up being more for our credit programs. We also have a Deer Valley campus that focuses also on our trades. And our 18th Street location ends up being more for clinics for our healthcare and nursing programs. But yes, definitely feel free to send me an email. I'll be happy to get you connected with some of the programs that we have here, and we'll be happy to even get you scheduled a tour on one of our campuses.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Luis. Great learning about all the great offers there at Gateway. And last, but it's certainly not least, we're going to have Glendale Community College. I'm going to welcome Doug over here, get you set up here, and you are all set to go.
Cool. Sound check. You can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Cool. All right. Thanks. Hey, I got to say, great job, everybody. But of course, you saved the best for last. So here I am, ready to go. My name is Douglas Doran. I'm the Student Services Supervisor for Recruitment and Advisement here at Glendale Community College. And I'm going to try to be like you guys because you guys did such an awesome job presenting. So that's me. And we can move on. There's a couple of pictures of the campus there. So why become a student at GCC? A few of the reasons, a lot of the similar reasons why you've heard from some of the other colleges too. And I'll be very transparent. For those of you who are still tuned in to the presentation, if you choose one of the 10 Maricopa Community Colleges, you are on the right path and you are making the right decisions. So similar to the other colleges, guided pathways, we have fields of interest. Help you choose a path. You'll be with like-minded peers that really kind of help you keep going. Diverse, welcoming community, support for international students. We have over 2,000 students from other countries, and so that's pretty noteworthy because you get to be in classes and meet people from all over the world. So that's pretty cool. And we have over 200 programs to choose from. If you count all of the certificates, associates, and bachelor's degrees, we have over 200 programs to choose from. So a little bit about GCC. We are the home of the Gauchos. That is our mascot. It is an Argentinian cowboy. It's a cool mascot. Founded in 1965. So we were one of the first in the Valley. I think we're the second community college in the West Valley, or excuse me, it says it right there. First community college in the West Valley. A Maricopa Community College. We have two locations. We have our North Campus, and I'm here at the main campus. Both very beautiful locations. And we serve over 30,000 students every year. So we're one of the larger ones. Yep. Mentioned that we have all of these available, over 43, we have 43 associate degrees, 123 certificate options, and then we've also added more, and then we also have bachelor's degrees. So this slide could probably be updated, but we try to funnel our students into the FOI, the field of interest. So you've heard a little bit about that earlier too. So, and we have, of course, our 10 colleges across the valley, across Phoenix. So there's a picture of both of our campuses. That the one on top, that big brown building, that's the only 3-story building on campus, but it houses our nursing programs. We have one Starbucks and cafe in there, along with another Starbucks and cafe maybe about 100 yards away towards the other side of the campus. So we have 2 cafes on campus. I always tell students when they come for a tour and their parents, we're a very safe campus. We're open to the public and open to the community. And it's very safe. We publish the police reports, I think quarterly, and they're very boring. And so we try to, let people know it's for being an open campus, it's very safe. The North Campus also, it's a beautiful campus. There's about 5 buildings on that campus. It's much smaller. You're not going to get lost on either campus, but there's always something going on where you feel like, that you can be involved pretty easily. Next slide. We've covered that one enough. I'll just graze on it really quickly. The presidential honors, for those of you still tuned in, I mean, if you graduate high school and you've got a 3.25 or higher grade point average, that's going to cover your tuition. not only for your associate's degree or certificate, but it will also cover your tuition into a bachelor's degree. So it's pretty cool. I know we put some deadlines in the chat earlier, so if you were wondering, and I think that all of our 10 colleges manage this separately, but the deadlines will be very close, I think. Like some may be extended a little bit longer or a little bit shorter, but we all process our own applications. So those dates are probably pretty close, but the ones that are posted are for Glendale specifically. But they're all pretty close. You have to take one honors course each semester, piece of cake, right? And then you get your tuition paid for. So then you just got to worry about covering books. Okay, different types of experiences, and I think we've heard a little bit about this, but we have the synchronous and asynchronous classes, meaning we have online and we also have in person. The ones that are online, if they're synchronous, that means you start with a cohort. Asynchronous means that you would start independently. So it's all about learning styles. And if you know how you learn, me personally, I learned by doing. And when I was younger, definitely online was a struggle for me. So taking online courses, I wasn't really disciplined enough at that time. I can do them now that I'm an old person, but when I was younger, it was more important for me to be in person or at a minimum a hybrid. And we have all of these learning experiences available: daytime, evening, online, in person, both independent and synchronous. So that's important to know your learning styles. Student clubs and organizations. We have over 60 different clubs and organizations on campus. We talk about the tours. I always try to find tour times when we've got things going on campus. We've got the Japanese Culture Festival coming up in April. So if there's anything going on or you want to come explore the campus, definitely come check that out. There's going to be Japanese food, the manga, the anime. They take over the student union, and it is a fun event. So we try to coordinate some recruitment activities around that. Definitely come. April 1st is another big event. Our CTE programs, automotive, all of our STEM programs. There's going to be tables, clubs, organizations. So that's another good time to come to campus to see these clubs and get hands-on and meet people. There's going to be tons of activities, cornhole. There's going to be music, food trucks. And so we're going to try to introduce those to prospective students for this coming fall. So definitely come check out the clubs and organizations. They make all the difference in your success too. You're far more likely to persist in college if you get involved in a club that is within your interest. Free student support. I love to nerd out about the free student support because as you've heard earlier, it's super important. Somebody mentioned free parking earlier, and it's not free to park at all of those other colleges or universities that you may be looking at. But with the 10 Maricopa Community Colleges, these free resources sometimes are extremely underrated. So we have a food pantry partnership with St. Mary's and get free snacks on campus. Yes, there's 2 cafes and Starbucks where you can get food and purchase food. But if you, sometimes we know life is hard. And so we have counseling and career exploration counseling. If you know, life gets challenging and you want to talk to a professional, we have that available. Disability resources and services, career services, tutoring. But the food pantry can definitely be helpful because when life does get hard, things get expensive, food gets expensive, and we also do a farmer's market every month where you can actually get groceries and bring them home, like everything from ground chicken and beef and vegetables and produce. You can fill your car right up. There's always food left over. So those are part of those free resources. And if you are in the President's Honors Scholarship, getting that free tuition, or not free tuition, but getting your tuition covered by the President's Honors Scholarship, and you know you're in a course or a class that you have to pass, sometimes those tutoring services make all the difference, you know, so that you can pass your classes that you need to get finished. Athletics, we've got a lot of sports. I always want to cry when I present this because we used to have the football. I know you guys did too. And after the pandemic, we don't. We do have, though, all of these other sports that are listed. And we do occasionally, like this young man here, went on to play for the major leagues, Major League Baseball. So some of our students actually do go on and play in major league sports. He was drafted, I think, to play in I think it's the Chicago White Sox, or actually I think that one's Bo. I think maybe the Detroit Tigers. But started here. Another name drop. Sometimes I forget to mention it, but like people watch Netflix. The CEO of Netflix was a Gaucho. He actually was a student here, so I name dropped that one too. So, okay, a lot of sports to go for. Here's a snapshot of the Maricopa bachelor's degrees. They're in the little colorful boxes on the bottom of those pictures, shows the location. So it's really cool if you're getting that President's Honor Scholarship to finish up with your associates, but it's even cooler to finish up without any debt. And that's one way to do it. So you can see the different programs that are offered. And then I think the next slide is going to show the 3 new ones that we have as well. Yep, 3 bachelor's degrees in business administration, or excuse me, 2 of them in business administration and 1 bachelor's of science. So artificial and intelligence, machine learning, gotta love that. And then accounting or management. That is wrapped up in a nutshell. You're going to have a copy of this. You can scan that, get connected. You can also connect and come for a tour. We do tours that are planned every Tuesday and Thursday on the website. But if there's a time that you want to come that's not, you can skip to the next slide too. But if there's a time that you want to come to the campus that's not listed on the website, feel free to reach out to us and we will do our best to accommodate you. We can't hear you, Adrian.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you so much for wrapping it up for us. And,
yeah, I tried to go quickly. Hopefully I covered enough information, but yeah, well, it was great. And I learned a lot listening to the other presenters too. So thanks for allowing us to go. I hope everybody has a wonderful evening, and I'm going to go ahead and mute myself so you can wrap up the rest of the slides there.
Yeah, appreciate it, Doug. I'm just going to show you the slide while I wrap things up here. So if you're still with us, thank you so much. We know we're going just a couple minutes over, but this is about it. I just want to say something, how important this information is. This is exactly the presentation I wish that I got when I was in high school. I'm a former ASU Devil, but I really wish that I had been a transfer student and started at a Maricopa Community College district there. So for a lot of different reasons there. So, you know, always trying to share this information with students. Please share this with anybody else that you know that maybe wasn't able to attend. This will go on our Tempe, our YouTube channel, which is Tempe 11. But if you registered for this event, which you must have if you're here, you will get a direct email with a copy of the presentation along with the recording of this webinar here. So what I'm featuring here are just some scholarships. You can find them on our College Connect website here. So these are a few scholarships that we give out. These are funded by Ramsey Social Justice Foundation. The first one I mentioned already. So that one's merely just a drawing. The more you participate, if you see one of our advisors, go on our website and you could book an appointment with us. And that's how another way that you can get your name in the drawing there. So a few more opportunities for you. We hope to see you next time. This is our last webinar of the school year, the academic year. The next event that we are going to have is actually going to be our signature Youth Job and Volunteer Fair. So if you are in the Tempe or East Valley area, we're going to be hosting a job fair. I want to say it's May 6th, a Wednesday afternoon. So if you're a Tempe Union student, that Wednesday is your early release day. It's going to be happening around from 2 to 5 p.m. But I want to thank all of our presenters once again. So many great offerings at all of the programs. We hope that this was helpful for you all. If I was in your shoes, though, I feel like I'd have a lot of tough choices to make because a lot of great opportunities at all the Maricopa Community College District schools there. So thank you again for joining us, and we hope to see you next time. Have a good night, everybody.